Hey guys, welcome back to Ponderings from Palm Coast. I'm Mark Webb, and today, in following my goal to bring to you just incredibly passionate people that are right in your own backyard that are doing amazing things. So today I want to share with you Caroline Johnson.
Thank you.
She runs S.M.A.R.T, and we're going to learn all about that today. And I'm just been bowled over with all of the efforts and things that this lady is doing. So Caroline, thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming and joining. We've touched bases multiple times throughout the community. I'm a proud pet owner of two Pembroke Corgis that take all my time. And most of my money, by the way. And so first, let's share a little bit about you. How did you end up here in Palm Coast?
So I want to say roughly 17 years ago. My mother moved here first, came to visit, just needing a change. I went out on disability after a really bad car accident. I worked in a psychiatric hospital and a prison for teenage males at the time. In New York, could not go back to work after all the injuries. So just trying to get away from the cold weather, I think, and the arthritis. Didn't know Florida heat would do
The
as
same
bad.
thing, yeah.
So I loved it. I loved the area. It was quiet. Coming from upstate New York, where it was quiet before 9/11, it kind of had the same feel in Palm Coast. So I loved it and moved down, brought my son down, and we moved down, started life here. Took me a while to get used to new environment, learning new people and things. Boredom set in, and of course I started helping out with pets now, and so yeah, that's how I ended up in Palm Coast.
So your exposure, had you always been a pet owner and been involved with pets, or when you first got down here, saw a need, or?
I didn't have any pets of my own, actually, when I came here. I was here, one of the first things my son asked me for was a dog when he moved here. With the transition to a new school, new place, I told him, after the first quarter or so of school, if he was doing good, we'd get a dog. So I had to live up to that and go adopt a puppy, which we did. We went over to the Humane Society and adopted a pit bull puppy. And that started my transition into the dog world. So.
Yeah, it's an all or nothing kind of commitment.
It is.
So when did you start this?
I didn't start S.M.A.R.T until September of 22, but I started back up many years. I was doing volunteer work for the Humane Society here, doing outreach events for them as a volunteer for like 3 to 4 days a week usually. There was somebody else doing the outreach program from them. There was an issue, so I kind of took over doing it for them. 4 days a week, 4 hours a day, in addition to like the lost pet page that I was running at the time.
Oh.
Taking all of the lost pets into the Humane Society.
Now the outreach, is that for donors or money or vets, or
the
what is
outreach
that?
program is more going to like off-site stores with dogs for adoption.
Oh, okay.
Usually the more needy dogs that really need to get out and be exposed. So we would do PetSmart, Tractor Supply, places like that. Generally 3-4 dogs you take out, all volunteers, at the program.
I've seen those where you'll have a little display out by the front.
Yes.
With 2 or 3 dogs.
Yes.
And interface with the public.
Yes.
Oh, great.
So yeah, it's a good point to get exposure for the dogs. Let them interact with people. Some of them you just don't know their past, So it's a great opportunity for the dogs. We got many long-timers adopted doing that work. So kind of branched off onto my own a few years ago. And when I started S.M.A.R.T in 22, it really was designed to help with emergencies, not really as a rescue per se.
What does S.M.A.R.T stand for?
Saving Missing Animals Response Team.
Okay, so basically, my dog is missing, I would call you. Or somebody sees a stray
Yes.
dog running around, they would call you.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
So, and that's, again, hence how it started, not to be operate as a rescue per se. So missing animals, that was our main focus at that point. Running the Lost Pet page for probably about 10 years now, our community has grown massive numbers.
Now, and the page is on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
And where is that at on Facebook?
It's a group, Lost Pets of Palm Coast and Flagler County.
Okay.
And that page has grown from probably 1,500 people over the years to now maybe 15,000, 18,000. So most of those people have joined because they either had a pet missing, saw a pet that was loose, or their family had a pet missing, you know, or just animal lovers and want to help out.
Absolutely.
So it's, S.M.A.R.T was started more so as a piggyback of that to help out with the lost and the dumped dogs, which over the years has unfortunately increased big numbers. So,
Yeah, it's such a sad, especially as an elder society we have here, that it could be, I had an experience with my neighbor who had to move into a assisted living and had a 15-year-old small, cute little Yorkie and couldn't home them and didn't have a good experience with the Humane Society and was so frustrated.
Yeah.
And I think they reached out to you. This was like a year ago.
Yeah.
But the stress for this senior that had had this dog her whole
Yeah.
life, had papers, was trained. I mean, that would be a golden opportunity to rehome that dog. So.
Well, and it's very stressful on the, in addition to the family, it's extremely stressful on a pet to uproot them from the family they've known after 15 years, 14 years,
Right.
and put them with a stranger that they're acclimating to new people, new things, new smells. It's stressful. And pets also realize when their family is sick and their loved one is sick and not doing well. So that's a stressor. So yeah, we have helped quite a few families with, it's another aspect of what S.M.A.R.T does now. We do take in, when there's hospice cases, senior dogs that a shelter may put down. We take those and put them into foster care, and we'll cover the vetting until that dog passes away. Because most families, if I come to you and I say, hey, Mark, you know, this dog needs all these medications every month, or he has cancer and he has all these things, people are struggling. There's no way for somebody to afford ongoing monthly expenses. And it's near and dear to my heart. The seniors need love too. And if they're not euthanasia ready, I believe there's always somebody out there that'll give them that end of life love that they need.
Right.
And so we're very passionate about that. We have helped with a few people who had terminal illness and given diagnosis that they might pass away within weeks or a month, and we have rehomed several of their pets. Tug at heartstrings. I mean, it's the worst scene to walk into ever. You know, seeing somebody know that they're dying and saying goodbye to their babies is not easy.
No,
So
we're on our second set of corgis and had to euthanize or graciously allow them to pass in our arms, and it was destructive and expensive.
awful.
And the cost of pet ownership today has exploded just in the last 4 years, 3 years. I was doing an assessment just for us with our two dogs. I'm averaging probably $1,500 a year minimum
Right.
per dog.
Yeah.
And that includes food and heartworm medicine, and there's no insurance, there's no backup. And
Yeah.
so getting back to S.M.A.R.T, so walk us through the process of a call you get and how does that work so that we understand exactly the service or the niche you guys are
What
trying
we're
to
doing.
provide.
So essentially, our focus now has changed. We are operating as rescue and recovery of lost pets and dump pets. We're operating as a rescue, a foster-based rescue, because we do not have a place to house the animals, so everybody needs a foster home. So we're taking in emergencies, like I said, families who may have a terminal illness and need a place for their dog to go. We'll take in those, and we're helping. I hate to put this out there too much because sometimes people take advantage, but we do help families with vet emergencies if they truly don't have the funding for it. We have had families, unfortunately, for that reach out and don't essentially need the help, but don't want to spend the money on it, and that's a difference. We cannot help with that. So on a lost pet part of it, or dumped pet, typically a lot of it is social media driven. So Facebook, there's a million groups in the area. I'm tagged on probably 300 to 400 posts a day for pets, pet-related issues. The lost pets or dump pets, any loose dog, and we focus primarily on dogs. We have community cats that does more of the cats, so we focus more so on the dogs.
So do you have hosts that you know are available that you can home a dog temporarily? Or, because it sounds like you don't have a set of kennels, you don't have long-term support for getting these,
So we have our foster base is growing if they stop becoming foster failures, right? Because it's very hard to take in a dog that has been abused or dumped, which is primarily the dogs we take in under the rescue are at-risk dogs.
Sure.
We work very closely with City of Palm Coast with Barbara Grossman, so we take in. If the city gets in a very needy case, we'll take them in and help out with that. If the sheriff's department gets a case of, the one that we really need to step in for, we'll help out with those. And unfortunately, a lot of dogs being dumped right now.
Yeah.
Our numbers are up there very high right now.
Now, when you say
So-
take them in, where do you take them? What do you do with them?
So we have a very small foster base, but a very well working
Okay.
foster base. So a lot of our fosters, even the ones that have foster failed, have continued to foster for us. The work is extremely rewarding work. So watching a very abused or neglected or starved dog go from one extreme to the next and learn to start trusting has been very rewarding for all of us involved. So we have a small foster base. We're always looking for new fosters. The hard part is finding the commitment, people that can really commit and say, I can open my home, because we don't know how long it's going to be.
And how would somebody reach out to you?
Through email or through our website, Facebook page,
Okay.
any of that is through the website. My phone number, email, everything is on the website. So we have contact forms on the website if anybody wants to contact, to volunteer, foster, adopt, everything is right on the website.
Now, as a foster provider, is it a temporary situation until you can rehome the dog to
Right.
a long-term?
Absolutely.
So it's similar to how, with how we use our kid foster system. You kind of mirrored
Yeah.
that a little bit. You have an emergency, get them out of a bad situation, put them in a foster home, and then start to work on a long-term resolution for it.
Right. So for the fostering, for anybody who's interested in fostering, we cover all of the vet care, all of the expenses.
Oh, wow.
We do have fosters that, won't ask us to buy food and supplies. They'll do it. That's kind of their donation to help the animal. But we will cover any food expenses. We don't want it to be an expense to you if you want to help save an animal, but you might not be in a financial position to to cover that, or to buy an extra 60-pound bag of food a month.
Sure.
It's an expense. So we rely solely on donations. We don't get any funding at this point from city, county grants. We don't get that, and honestly, I haven't sought it out. So nothing against city or county, because I haven't sought that help, because we don't have kennel space in a building to say, let's contract with the city and go to Barbara Grossman and try to do a contract, when space is limited to who can open their home to those
Sure.
dogs. So if Barbara Grossman calls me, or one of her animal control officers, and say, hey, we just picked up a dog, we need to know if you can take it in, I need to have somebody I can call right then and there. We don't have a shelter that we can say, okay, let's just go put them in a kennel until we work it out. We have 2 emergency kennels that we do have indoor-outdoor in Bunnell at one of our volunteers' house that works with the Sheriff's Department. She's an employee there, her and her husband, and so we fundraised. We have indoor-outdoor kennels. They have AC. The dog can go in and out from indoor to outdoor area. Those are donations cover that, and we have those fenced in where the dogs can go out into a huge fenced area and play. So it's separated. We can hold up to 3 dogs there for emergencies. You don't want to put them living in indoor-outdoor kennels where there's no interaction with people.
Right. What I'd like to understand, and I think rehoming or fostering pets, amazing, is it has so much positive opportunities in it, where you have someone that wants to, maybe they've lost their pet, maybe they've lost a partner,
Right.
and have the time and energy, and you're rehoming a dog, preferably that doesn't get dropped, that has a history, has records, isn't something that you found, is just a good all-around working situation. Because taking a dog and putting them in a kennel is just a bad experience all the way around, and it struggles. But as you're saying, the explosion of dogs that need assistance, do you see, what is it you see in the future that S.M.A.R.T is going to move into, or the need of an external humane society, or whatever is going on? What is your future of being able to deal with dogs that you have more than you have
Need.
hosts
Yeah.
for, right?
Good question. So the hope at this point is that somehow city and county come up with that solution of finding another shelter, another building that they can build to help with the crisis of just stray, dumped, abused. And that's aside from our organization, aside from the Humane Society. There's an abundance, and everybody is full and busting at the seams with pets, every shelter, every rescue. So there is a need for it. For us on the rescue side of it, the hope is to get a property where we can build a small facility and have a place to keep our animals, a transition place to be able to, in an emergency, when we find stray or dumped dogs, or take in one that has some fear aggression, because some of them
Sure.
display fear aggression. For me to come and ask you to open your home to a dog with fear aggression that's growling and might be unpredictable can be dangerous. So to have a facility where we can house those animals until we get them to the point of being ready for a foster, and then move them into a foster until they can be adopted, would be ideal. Price of properties, we have looked. The price of properties is, it's just not doable for us as a small nonprofit without funding to be able to say we can, ask our donors, hey, can you help us build this facility and find a property and buy that? It's not within reach at this point.
Do you think, and I don't know enough about the existing of the other humane societies that are county driven, funded, supported, organized, that they in a in a healthier environment with a funding and structured humane system, wouldn't they benefit by having a program like yours to keep them from ending up into the kennels temporarily? And is there anything else like this that exists elsewhere that you know of, and how are they doing it?
I mean, there a lot of rescues pull from shelters, take in owner surrenders, some of them stray animals. But I don't see too many, especially not locally, and definitely not in Flagler County,
Right.
That are out really boots on the ground like we are. If there's a stray dog loose, whether it's lost from somebody's home, dumped, we won't know until we really get the dog. Sometimes we never know. We get the dog, we don't find an owner, we scan for a chip, it's either unregistered, which is a big problem, or they don't have any chips. A dog that has, signs that it's either been starved in its home or it's been in the woods for a long time before we found it. Without finding a family, you don't know which case it came from.
Sure.
Either way, that dog has a lot of vet care it needs. It has a lot of health issues that you have to kind of work through before you can look for an adopter of that dog. So
And what would you do with a dog like that then?
we put them right into foster care. And
Okay.
we get every dog fully vetted. We do spay, neuter, deworming, vaccines, heartworm prevention. If a dog has heartworm, we do the treatment, which is very costly.
I was amazed how many people don't bother with the treatment due to money or other. My neighbor has a beautiful Ridgeback. They came down from Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
They've been here a few years, and we moved in talking to them, and they go, "Oh yeah, Gracie over there has heartworms," and passed like 6 months ago from
Yeah.
it. But the risk of a dog with heartworms, adds to everybody else's risk due to the mosquito. Google that if you want to blow your mind on how heartworms and all that
They can
are
transfer.
here.
Yeah.
They can transfer.
Well, we're in a mosquito-driven county, a state that, unfortunately, if you don't have your dog on prevention, the chances of them getting it are astronomical. Because we take in abused, neglected, at-risk dogs, mostly is what we take in, the heartworm cases that we treat are high in number.
Right.
It's very costly. It's very, very painful to the dog to receive the injections that they
Sure.
receive. It's a lot on a pet, and for any owner that's not having their dog on monthly prevention, I have videos that I can show of the crying and the pain that the dogs go through to get the injections. You'd be doing yourself and your dog saving them a lot of suffering if you just give. And there's a lot of options. Yes, it's costly, but they have, instead of just the pill now, they have the injection form. It could be 6 months or a year coverage that the vets can do. I want to say $120, $150 a year. You can get the injection versus the monthly pill.
Right.
There's other means out there of getting the medication so your animals don't suffer.
Well, and it's amazing that you fell into this niche, or it pulled you in.
Yeah.
You have a phenomenal van, which is outfitted. It's clear. Everybody in the area can see what you're doing, and you're traveling around. And the need is huge, and it's getting, as you say,
Yeah.
with the impact of the economy, do I feed my kids or do I feed my dog?
Yeah.
The people are making these kind of decisions, or can I buy meds or take care of my dog? Can those people, and my goal today is to let everybody know that you exist
Yeah.
and that you're there. can they call you or reach out to you and walk you through their situation, and you can partner with them to know the right direction to go before it becomes a drop dog off of
Absolutely.
100,
Yeah.
which is the worst. I mean, if you think about it, that would be the worst way to home a pet that has been well cared for
Yeah.
and has gone through and has medical records and
awful.
has a history. That's the right time to get help from you and other organizations to, I can't have my dog anymore or cat, and I need help, to find you guys to help with that.
Yeah. Much better to reach out and seek help. Sometimes, I mean, we can't help. We are foster based. So can we take in every pet that somebody reaches out to us for? Absolutely not. Can we help with every vet emergency? Absolutely not. But we do the best we can to help you with resources. It's for me to see an animal suffering is tears my heart out. So any way that I can help, I will. This week alone, we've helped 2 different families with vet emergencies. The vet bill's probably $6,000. $6,000 is a lot of money for an organization that is relying only on fundraising and only on events, small events we do, and donations. And, you know, without funding, without anything, I mean, luckily, Mark, we have an amazing community that loves animals. So one of those vet emergencies a few days ago, I think the dog swallowed a mango pit that he got out of a trash can outside somewhere. He had a blockage, needed emergency surgery, otherwise he wouldn't have made it, a 9-month-old puppy. I just picked up a dog on the side of the road, hit by a car and killed. So hearing another emergency, my heart was just, I think, weak in the moment. So
Yeah, but the successes are worth
yes,
the effort.
absolutely.
And that's what I try to tell everyone is the benefit, the just the grace of being available. If you have a space in your heart, a space in your home, a need, you need a companion. Obviously, as I've said over and over again, it's on us, it's on you. The city, the state, the county, their funds are limited. They can't help, but the need is still there.
Yes.
And being able, you know, on like First Friday coming up this Friday in Flagler Beach, they have a phenomenal, the weather's going to be so beautiful. A band playing, the Humane Society's there. There's a bunch of different organizations are there. You need to ask yourself, are you doing enough? Are you helping enough? Do you have room to be a host? Do you have a little extra money that you can help a great group like this or others that I've had on to support? Because the need's not going away.
No,
In fact, it's getting worse.
it is.
And the things that you provide. So how can people give to S.M.A.R.T?
Many ways, but the main thing is our website. You can find anything you need to know on our website, smartflagler.com. If you're on Facebook, look us up, Smart of Flagler County. We host a lot of fundraisers throughout the year. That's really key to us being successful. We can post for donations. You know, you just don't want to beat your donors up, and so you just have to, you know, we have to find other creative ways to be able to pay for the vet care. You know, Mark, and again, when we started talking, when I got here, you said a lot of people don't know what you do. I think if you go on and you look at our Facebook page or my personal Facebook page, the website, and you look at some of the videos of us in the woods rescuing dogs, trapping dogs because they're so scared they won't go anywhere near humans. You just see some of the success stories of dogs that have been starved that we've rehabbed back. That
Right.
I mean, we just took in a beautiful dog from an owner, unfortunately, a pure case of abuse, and she's a Doberman mix. should have been 95, 100 pounds. She was 42 pounds when we took her in. There's no way to describe that other than abuse. You know, it's abuse. It took a long time for her to get to that point. So where we normally won't take too many owner surrenders, at that point she was so starved and needed so much care that to send her to a Humane Society, I would worry she'd be euthanized. So one like that we will take in.
Right. And I think that's important, that I had that aha moment of the end of this conversation, unfortunately, is a pet ends up at the Humane Society, is there for an extended period of time, they get overloaded, and they have to go through and euthanize pets. You and what you are offering is something in the middle of that, that can keep the number of pets, the number of euthanasia down, because it's an option that most of the, sadly, these humane societies like you are so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
They rely on volunteers, they rely on the support by city and county, and that's drying up, and the cost is hitting them. So it was important when I first learned that I give you the opportunity, and you're always welcome to come back and let us know how things are, of the, you talk about, go to my website. Well, we had to know about you first. We have to know about what
Absolutely.
you're offering.
Yeah.
And that's what is so important, and that's what I try to bring to these conversations, is that all around us, there are people doing phenomenal work.
Yeah.
And on your own, you're volunteering.
Yes.
It's your time.
Well, that's
And-
important to know too, is we are 100% volunteer-based organization. We have no paid staff. All of the money goes into our programs, our rescue van, the dogs, the vet care, the food, just the needs of running the rescue. We don't have a facility, so we have to have storage to hold, to host all of our items. So your donation money and your money coming to an event is essentially going to a lot of organizations, the humane societies, the different organizations. You're looking at paid salaries. We don't have any of that.
Right.
We are an organization of every single volunteer, every board member that is part of our organization, every volunteer that opens up their home to foster. Everybody's a volunteer, and they do it for the love of the animals.
Sure. And it's,
it's-
and I don't want to take away from the amazing things the Humane Society provides. It's critical, it's important, and it needs to be supported. But what I love about what you're doing is that you are applying the ability to host, place, home a pet in preparation for that
Adoption.
lifetime adoption that's going on. And I think it's just amazing. So what's going on in the future, next month or two? Where can people come and find you and give you all the money you need?
So we have a few, outside of like First Friday, we do pet adoptions over at the local S.M.A.R.T on 100 a few days a week. Usually that's posted on Facebook or the website. We set up at Tractor Supply. Those two stores are very supportive of us, so we appreciate them. Our two fundraising events for the year, our last two of the year, we have at Club 51, we have a fashion show coming up in actually a week and a half. So you can learn more about that on our Facebook page or our website, smartflagler.com. And we also have the most adorable holiday family photos with your pets. So we hosted Heifer Productions and Salty Mermaid Photography. They sponsor that event for us. 100% of the proceeds go to S.M.A.R.T. So it's family or pet only. If you want to do just your pet's Christmas photos or family with pet, we do them at Town Center, and that's on Sunday the 16th. They're 15-minute photo sessions, and those also you have to book a ticket in order to save the spot for those. So if you go to our Facebook page, the ticket link is on there. If there's any link you don't see or any questions and you can't find it, you can reach me. My cell phone number and email are both on the website as well.
Absolutely. I can't tell you how many Christmas dog pictures I have.
It's the cutest.
I think my dogs have more clothes than I do.
Well, these photos, the photos that we do
they're
are
fur
actually,
babies, you know.
The photos that we do each year, this is our third year doing it, I think, third or fourth year. But we do them with the classic cars. So we get Heifer Productions. We do 2 events a year with them. One is Cruisin' for Paws. In September, it's our anniversary event every year at Town Center, where we do a car show and big event. And then in November, we do the holiday photos with them, where they get several of the classic cars come out, and we decorate them with all the holiday decor. And the pictures come out amazing. If you look at our Facebook page, you'll see some of last year's photos. They're just adorable. They're adorable.
Do you take dog clothes donations?
We do, and
I've got
even the
boxes
Christmas
of
ones.
them.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, because you buy them and you wear them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Best dressed dog in the neighborhood, I'm
Well,
sure.
that's Otis, our mascot, in clothes. He's always wearing clothes.
It's so amazing.
Yeah.
Well, Carolyn, you're so passionate, and the amount of time you volunteer just impresses me. Didn't you tell me a little bit about the Rainbow Bridge? I heard a little bit about that, and I didn't know anything about that. Can you share a little bit about what you've worked so hard to do?
That's amazing. That's a joint project with City of Palm Coast. We are building, actually the bridge is finished. We still have to paint it though, and kind of finish all the landscaping. But over at Holland Park, the city approved us doing a rainbow bridge for pets. So a memorial place that's going to be very serene. The bridge will be in the Rainbow Bridge colors. It has the walkways, the bridge has been built. Our plan is to do almost like pet tags on the bridge with the pet's name and the dates, so if the dog passed away, this year, whatever. So just minimal information, because again, it's pet tags, so they're not very big. But so we're looking at doing engraved tags that if your pet passes away, you can do a small donation to the nonprofit, which would cover the tag and placing it on the bridge for your pet who's passed away. So just a memorial place. There'll be benches. It'll be a very serene, beautiful place to just go and sit and remember your babies. We will most definitely host events around that bridge at different times of the year. So it's, we've seen other states have had some of the Rainbow Bridge memorials, and being in a huge animal-loving community, I thought it was just perfect to add one to the park. And then, you look at Holland Park and you have the 2 dog parks right there. So the bridge actually sits up behind it, like right behind where the tennis courts are. So yeah, if you stop by, you'll see the bridge there. Not painted yet, so we'll have a nice ribbon cutting of that once it's done.
Yeah, it's amazing you did that, and I
love
kind
it.
of heard about it because maybe 2 years after we first moved here, within a year we had the loss of our 2 dogs and had them cremated, and we put them over on the pathway at Waterfront Park in the cemetery area with some painted stones.
Nice.
Because we spent a couple years traveling around the country, and my wife would find all these river rocks, and then she would paint them and leave them on trails.
Yeah.
It's kind of a thing. I don't know. She got into it. And so when we walk Waterfront Park, we're able to walk over by that area. Yeah. And so now you guys have made even more of a formal. It's just amazing the things you're doing. So guys, this is where you can step up and help in another area that maybe you feel the need. Maybe you have a space. Maybe you want to reach out to S.M.A.R.T, and we're going to have the information available, and help and be involved with knowing the great work that she's doing completely voluntary. Because I believe in my heart that's what makes us good.
Yeah.
You know, makes us caring, passionate. And I perceive the need, unfortunately, is going to get worse.
Yes.
And some of the other humane societies and those, they're struggling.
Everybody
I think
is.
down in Volusia, they just recently decided they weren't going to take pets anymore for a while, or through the city.
Lot of issues.
A lot of stuff going on. So, any last thoughts? What do you want people to know?
Last thoughts are, if you have space to adopt, foster, it saves a life. If you can't foster or adopt, but you're in a position that you can donate, you can sign up on our website for monthly donations. We have several people that have it automatically signed up, where they come out directly out of their website, out of their checking account. Some other people just, write a check a year and just donate a lump sum to us a year. So it helps us. We're taking in big numbers. I think right now we're over, since we started September 22, we're over 300 dogs that we've rescued.
Wow.
Those numbers include lost dogs that we've reunited with families, dogs we've taken into the rescue and gotten adopted, and also families that we've helped with vet emergencies to save their pets. So so another huge shout out to East Coast Animal Hospital. They are our partner vet for the rescue. And Mark, I can't tell you enough how great they are to us and our animals.
And they're getting ready to move into a new,
yes,
multifaceted, multiple,
yes,
big, huge, where the old Denny's is over.
Yes. Soon, hopefully in a few weeks, they'll be in the new building.
It's amazing.
And they also helped me with getting this whole Rainbow Bridge project off the ground. It's Carly, one of the owner at East Coast. She's amazing. I can't say enough good about her. She's incredible. She's a support when I need it, with a dog that's sick, any kind of emergencies. She's just a call away. And the Rainbow Bridge, it wouldn't have ever come to fruition without her support. So
Right.
very grateful for them.
Yeah. I hate to tell you, you are going to outlive your pet. It was an aha moment for my wife, who didn't realize you get a beautiful puppy,
Yeah.
you spend 10, 12, maybe if you're lucky, 15 years, and then they pass.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful experience, beginning and ending, and the ending needs to be as passionate as the beginning. But we're all going to be faced with it if you're a pet owner.
Yeah.
So, in closing, and I'm going to tell you again, if you're a cat or dog owner in Palm Coast, you're required to have a license.
Yeah.
It's $5. You can get it from City Hall. All they need is your rabies shot. That money helps. It makes sure that your dog is chipped. If you lose your pet and a dog or a cat is found and it's chipped and they're licensed, they're going to bring it back to you for free. It's a phenomenal program, and sadly, it's not informed enough. It's not educated enough, and we're trying to do better at that. So that's my final thoughts on that. Carolyn, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure. Having a fur baby in your life is the most rewarding thing.
It is. But even more rewarding is helping an abused dog that we take
Absolutely.
in, know probably most of them for the first time what love is, and a gentle touch versus abuse.
Right.
Very rewarding.
And it has been just so studied and found that having a pet provides such nurturing.
Yes.
When I'm having a bad day and I'm not feeling well and I sit on my couch, one of my corgis comes up, knows it, lays down next to me, and I just pet it and I feel better. And they're there unconditionally loving me until it's time to feed them. Then we got another thing going on. So with that, guys, look up S.M.A.R.T. The information's available. Ask yourself, what are you doing today to make the world around you better? Participate. The time is to get off the couch. Go to City Hall meetings. That's how I met her.
Yes.
Didn't even know. Watched her presentation. There are things around you every day in this great city of Palm Coast. So guys, remember to like and subscribe. And we'll catch you next time. Thanks for coming.